matter to me. First of all, I want to start off by saying, as you come into the conversation, I want to remind you that this is drboystv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. So if you're not Black and intelligent, you may want to get the fuck out, because this is not a place for you. This is a place where we have intelligent conversations, open-minded discussions, and we try to think. We try to become better people. We like to have open minds, and we like to, grow. We like to grow. And so if you, and also we put Black people first. That's one really important thing about this platform that makes it different from anything else you're going to see out here, is that the only people that really matter to me are Black people. Doesn't mean other people are not important to their people, but my people are important to me, and my people are important to my people, and all this other stuff. So at the end of the day, if you believe Black people matter most, Black people should come first. The Black community matters first. Type B1 in the chat. Everybody, all the B1s, put the B1 in the chat. Let me know where you stand. Let me know what you believe in. Type B1 in the chat. Also, shout out your city that you're coming from. I'd like to see what cities you're coming from. And also, before we get started, hit that thumbs up button. Please hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live, because you guys know that we deliver in a way nobody else does. Now, let's see. My brother's asking me about email. How can I email you? My email is easy. It's boyce@boycewatkins.com. And if you want to do business, sometimes people have me come in and speak and stuff like that. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind it. I don't like it. Honestly, I don't like a lot of interviews, and I don't like speaking. Because I'm spending time building. I'm not spending time borrowing and begging. But hey, if you want me to come speak, there is a fee. It's not free, because plane tickets cost money, hotels cost money, right? Venues cost money. But if you want to make it work, feel free to reach out. In fact, this Saturday I'll be speaking in Oakland, and if you want to go to that event in Oakland, it's actually free to the public. You can go to drboyseminars.com. That's drboyseminars.com. What's up, Tony W from Baltimore? I see you, my brother. I see you. All right, so let me hop in and I'm gonna make a quick little statement. I'm not even gonna be here for this long, but I had to make this statement because it was crossing my brain. So today I was out with Alicia, and you guys might have seen, if you follow online, you see that we took our engagement photos today, which was a lot of fun. We have, so far we've been able to have all Black everything for our wedding. The church is not a Black church. It's actually on the University of Chicago campus. It's gonna be July 11th. Everybody's invited. But the place we're having the rehearsal dinner is Black. The place that we set up the reception is a Black-owned place. So the place that the photographer we hire is Black, the wedding planner is Black, the videographers are Black, the caterers are Black. So we try to be Black, bliggity, extra Black. And also, we don't want any gifts. We want you guys to give a donation to the foundation. We're creating a foundation to support independent Black-owned schools. Schools that are created by Black people, run by Black people, designed to educate Black children, because our biggest problem in our community is that many of our people are lost. Many of our people are just wastes of breath and oxygen, because they literally know nothing about being Black. They care nothing about being Black. So is this a rebroadcast, Moyo? I don't know. You take a guess. So anyway, let me tell you. So we're driving in the car. We had to go to the city. We had to come back. And while I was in the car, I was thinking about this Red Table Talk that Jada set up with Snoop. Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, beautiful lady, intelligent lady, seems conscientious. I like her. Has this Red Table Talk set up with Snoop Dogg, who's on his apology tour. If Black men been apologizing since we got off the motherfucking slave ship. Black men been apologizing. I'm saying, I'm sorry. I'm tired of apologizing for being Black. I'm tired of apologizing for being me. I'm just tired of it. Doesn't mean, maybe sometimes I might owe you an apology, but I'm going to just have to owe you one. You're going to have to line up with the bill collectors. They say, when can we expect payment? You can expect payment whenever you want, but you ain't going to get payment, right? So I ain't into apologizing. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for being who I am. I'm just not interested in that. Doesn't mean sometimes you shouldn't apologize. Maybe you should, but Snoop has been apologizing for like 2 weeks now. Whoever got the vice grip on his balls is squeezing real tight, because that man, I ain't never seen Snoop. I ain't never seen Snoop do that before. I mean, I'm just kind of flabbergasted that Snoop is apologizing so much. But I think unapologetic Blackness is okay. So if you don't believe in apologizing, say unapologetic. Type unapologetic in the chat if you're unapologetically Black, because we ain't apologizing for shit, especially in this situation. So Snoop is on Red Table Talk, apologizing again. I think this is like number 3. And Jada, from what I have seen, and this is not a diss on Jada at all. I don't know the Smith family at all. I probably know people that know them. I know a lot of folks in Philadelphia. I met Will Smith's brother, Harry. We talked for hours and hours and hours, and I loved Harry. I thought Harry was one of the smartest people I ever met. They have a very smart family, by the way. I really admire and respect their family. I really do. So, Will, if you're watching, you're cool with me. No, Jada, same thing. But I got to speak the truth on some of this. I saw where Jada was challenging Snoop. I saw a clip. So Jada's challenging Snoop on his comments about Gayle King, where he called her a dog head, blank and blank. I understand the sentiment. I really do. When Snoop made this comment, I mentioned this to you guys. I'm not going to talk about it too much today. If you follow me, you've heard me say this. I didn't like when Snoop said it when he said it for two reasons. Three reasons, actually. One, it was unnecessary to say all that. He could have just said, what you did with Kobe was wrong. He went overboard. Number two, it was offensive. It's offensive to women. It's just a reminder of when hip hop went wrong. Hip hop went bad. And it was because of those people who control hip hop. It wasn't because of the rappers. It wasn't because of our community. We didn't co-sign that bullshit. Hip hop became a bunch of crap about 1992, 93. Right? It just did. It just did for various reasons. We'll talk about that later. The third reason why I didn't like Snoop's comment was because I felt like it would deflect from the conversation. I said, oh my God, now the white feminists, they always looking for a reason to tear down black men. They always looking for a reason to act like we are the original predators. They always find a reason to punish us. Almost like when I was in elementary school and they were always looking for a reason to put me in detention. Anybody else spend most of their time in detention in middle school and high school? Like really, like it was like they were always looking for a reason. And I knew that they were going to get he was just giving them a reason to deflect the conversation. I just knew that was going to happen. And then the fourth reason why I did not like what Snoop said was because if your mouth writes a big check, your ass better be able to cash it. If you come out with big words, you better be able to stand by those words, even if the words that came out of your mouth might have been the wrong words or the wrong form of expression. Maybe you could do like the Obamas did when Michelle made her little tough talk comment 12 years ago. You probably don't even remember it. But, Barack came out and he said, well, I believe that Michelle misspoke. I think she offended white people, which isn't allowed if you're a high profile Negro. You're not allowed to offend white people. They know the rules. And he said that she misspoke. And then they moved on. They moved on. They didn't go on an apology tour. Michelle wasn't spending the next 6 months explaining herself. He just said she misspoke and they moved on. Right. So when I talk, when I was a little boy, my mother used to say, boy, your mouth will either make you great or get you killed. I'm curious to see which one. She used to say that because I used to say stuff. And sometimes the stuff I said sounded a little bit crazy. Sometimes I went extra hard. And one thing I learned a long time ago, and I think Snoop might have known this, I don't know. But one thing I learned a long time ago is anything that comes out of my mouth, I need to be ready to stand by it. Maybe later on I can explain it a little bit more detail. But before I open my mouth, I think it through. I think about it. I say, am I ready to really write a check that big? Because I'm going to have to cash it. And then most of the time, I don't think you can ever go back. You can go back. I've probably done 5,000 videos or something. I don't think you can go back to any video I've ever done where I spent my time apologizing for something that I said before. Right. It doesn't mean I haven't thought it through and said, boys, that was crazy. You shouldn't have said it that way. Next time, say it different. I've had those conversations with myself, but that apologizing, you never see me really do that. And it's not because apology isn't called for in some situations. Right. Like apologizing to my woman. I'll apologize to my woman. If I hurt my woman, I'll apologize to her because I love that black woman. Love her like nobody's business. But when it comes to stuff like this, serious political commentary, you can't backpedal. Like, for example, somebody brought up Lizzo. I see you brought up Lizzo in the chat. I'm glad you brought up Lizzo. I still think Lizzo is, basically a big fat hoe, right? She's proud of it. Like I said, I ain't backpedaling from none of that shit. If you're waiting for me to apologize for Lizzo, you're going to be waiting for the rest of your damn life because that lady who just received an NAACP Image Award. What the fuck? Which tells you everything you need to know about the NAACP. What the my God. Lizzo was on her knees sucking a man's penis on TikTok the week before they gave her an Image Award. Does anybody else in this room understand how fucking outrageous that is? Does anybody, am I the only person on this planet that has an IQ above 50? I mean, does anybody understand the hypocrisy or the confusion a child might have when you're giving Image Awards? Image Awards are not regular awards. They're not just for entertainment. These are awards that are given allegedly to people who are representing the African American community well. So you just gave an NAACP Image Award to a lady who was on her knees ready to suck a man's dick on an app that is designed for children? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm sorry, man. If Nick Rosen done got that stupid, then let me turn in my black card right now. Let me just resign and go join another race because y'all motherfuckers done lost your goddamn mind. I'm not going to sign off on any of that shit. So if you wait for me to apologize for Lizzo, you will be waiting until you are dead because I'm not apologizing for anything that I said. And I made it 100% clear that my conversation was not as much about Lizzo as it was about the white supremacists who are running the entertainment industry, who are telling Lizzo how to behave on stage, who are telling her, well, you know, you can sell a few more records if you twerk your jelly rolls a little bit harder, or you know, if you say that you would suck Brad Pitt's penis in an elevator, then you know you could probably get higher ratings that way. If you go to the Lakers game with your booty out, then you're going to get lots of attention. I mean, did anybody else see all of Lizzo's antics? There's too many to name. If you hate black children that much, if you hate our little black girls that much that you want to sexualize them at the age of 7, then you probably just need to leave my channel right now. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy her song. Her music is wonderful. She's a very talented singer. Then she needs to just sing. She needs to sing and perform and be a normal person. But all this extra stuff, this coonery, buffoonery, mammy, Jezebel minstrel show, people like me who love the community and who can see through white supremacy are going to call you out and put you on blast all day long. So if you want to get love for that nonsense, you need to go over to the white side of town where anything goes, where all the white liberals think everything that's weird is wonderful. They where Charlize Theron is taking her little boy and turning him into a little girl at the age of 6. Like, oh, it's if you're first grade now, let's put a tutu on you. Like seriously, like those people are weird. Those people are weird. So I'm sorry. I'm not. No. You triggered me with the Lizzo thing. You brought that comment up. It was in there. I was talking about something else. I saw that Lizzo. I said, no, wait, what am I? I'm apologizing. No, if I apologize, it's going to be for something else. It ain't going to be for Lizzo. If anything, I should apologize for not being clearer in my statement or not going harder sooner on the issue. I don't, man, y'all need to leave me alone. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Let me break down this. So with Jada, my point with Jada and Snoop is this. And this is a subtle, nuanced point that, again, maybe mainstream media is going to overlook this. They're not going to analyze this in this way because they see it in black and white. In their mind, it's like black men evil, white women are good, Gayle King is a victim, Snoop Dogg is a predator. Because, I mean, it's the same old narrative. It's an Emmett Till narrative. It's the same narrative that they've been giving on the black man since the beginning of time. But here's what I want you to kind of process. One thing I saw Jada say that I'm going to respectfully disagree with, because I like Jada Pinkett Smith. I think that she does more good than harm. I'm not out here trying to cancel Jada Pinkett Smith or anybody. Maybe Gayle and CBS, but Jada, no. So Jada challenged Snoop and basically said, when you said that about Gayle, I felt like you were saying that about me. And I thought that was I saw that and it bothered me, and I had to soul search and think about, why does that statement bother me? And I think that the reason the statement bothers me is because it feeds into this nonsensical narrative that if you disagree with one woman, you hate all women. Or if you disagree with one man, you hate all men. Now, I'm going to ask the women in here. Ladies, I'm going to ask you this question. Let's flip the gender so we can understand the point. How many of you love black men? I need some love. Shower us with some love. Tell the brothers how much you love black men. If you are a black woman in this chat and you love black men, say I. Say yes. Say I love black men. Say black men are wonderful. Black men are. Give us a compliment. Shower us with some love, because everybody wants to attack the black man. I want y'all to. I want to hear from the black women that love us, because I love you too, and I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you all so much. So please say something in the chat if you love black men. If you love black men, say it in the chat. And I'm asking you to make this statement for a point, to make a point, because this is an active lesson. So, okay, I see so many comments. I see a lot of you in here, B and Latanya and Mrs. Graves. Thank you. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you, Gwendolyn. Thank you, Wanda and Genius Mooney and Deborah. Thank you so much. And it means a lot when y'all do this, because we don't have a lot of allies. We don't have a lot of people that really have our back. And I'll challenge men who don't support black women in the right way, because I tell them, like, look, they have our back. That's our last line of defense, and we need to be their last line of defense. So there's lots of black women who love black men, but let's say that there's a black man, who raped a black woman. Would that man get your love? Would you say, oh, I love you, you're a good black man? Would you not critique him? Would you not challenge him for his behavior and believe that maybe he should probably be punished for his behavior? I mean, seriously, if a black man raped or murdered a black woman, or beat his wife, beat his wife, right? Or went around beating women and doing terrible things to women, was a predator toward women, would that man get the same love that you give good black men? Yes or no? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Good. The answer is no. I saw a hell no from Amber. Exactly. And why do I make that point? Well, because you know the difference between black men who love you and the black men who hate you. You know the difference between the good men and the bad men. You know the difference between a Louis Farrakhan and an R. Kelly. So imagine if of the black women in the community said, we saw R. Kelly trying to date a 12-year-old girl, we gonna kick his ass. Like, you can't do that. You're a predator. You're a doghead piece of shit, whatever, right? And imagine if I came along, or Louis Farrakhan came along and said, well, when you said that terrible thing to R. Kelly, I felt like you were talking about me. When you called R. Kelly a predator, I felt like you were calling me a predator. How stupid would I sound if I said something like that? That if I said, and I'm using R. Kelly as an example, because I'm sorry, I know y'all, I know there's a conversation, there's a nuanced discussion about R. Kelly, but I'm sorry, I got done. I was done with R. Kelly back when the Leah situation went down, when that first set of tapes was discovered in 2003. I was done with Kelly back then, because I'm not down for predatory behavior toward little girls. I'm sorry, you got to go to another channel if you want to get support on that kind of behavior. I just don't support it at all. So my point is to say that Gayle King is basically the female version of what a male predator would be. Gayle King, the only difference between Gayle King and the male predators, the uncles that molest little girls in the neighborhood, or the men who rape women in your community, or the men who kill other black people in your community, the only difference between Gayle King and a male predator is that Gayle King is worse than a male predator. Because a male predator can only rape one woman at a time. Right? A male predator can pretty much only harm usually one person at a time. Gayle King, just with the power of her platform, can ruin the lives of millions of black men all at once. Gayle King won't just get you set up to get raped once. Gayle King gets you sent to prison falsely when you didn't even do anything. And where you get raped 500-600 times. A lot of black men have gone to prison and been raped 600-700 times. Now, I know one rape is bad, But 700 rapes, I imagine, is worse than one rape. I imagine getting raped 700 times is worse than being raped once. Not that we're comparing trauma, right? I imagine after the first one, maybe there's something that maybe you get used to. I don't know. I don't think you do, but whatever. But I imagine getting raped 700 times is worse than getting raped once. And so what you got to understand is that when Gayle King, let's go full circle here. When Gayle King gets on TV and is talking about an innocent black man, where there's no evidence that he did anything to anyone, and talking about him as if he even might be a rapist, you are walking on very dangerous territory where you are doing significant harm to other people. Now Kobe's gone. They can't go lock him up from the grave. But this sort of talk, just the idea, just the fact that Gayle is using her platform to co-sign on this specific ideology that black men should be sent to prison with no evidence, it's affecting millions of men who are like Albert Wilson, the young college student who could not defend himself, who are being sent to prison even though there's no evidence that they committed a crime against anybody. They're being sent to prison on the words of a Becky. At Ohio State right now, there's the two brothers that apparently slept with the girl or whatever. She was at the house and something happened, and she went and told them that these things happened. And here's what's crazy. In that particular case, they've got her on video saying that it was consensual. She said, no, the video, they made me do the video, which is possible, but there's no proof of that, right? And then one of the brothers took a lie detector test, passed it with flying colors. So then they're like, oh, no, but lie detector tests can be manipulated. They're not. The other guy was like, I'll take a lie detector test. Any lie detector. It could be the CIA's best lie detector test that they got. I'll take that. They're like, yeah, but lie detector tests, sometimes they don't work. But then they go to the alleged victim. They're like, well, why don't you take a lie detector? That's what I said. I'm like, well, why don't you have everybody take a lie detector test? See who passes, see who fails. We can throw that in. Well, no, we should just believe all women. We should believe all women. So think about this process. This is how much they hate black men. This is how much the Gayle Kings of the world seek to harm black men. A black man with a lie detector test, a black man who passes a lie detector test has less credibility than a white woman who refuses to take a lie detector test. Do you understand how fucked up that is? I'm not trying to cuss too much. It's nighttime, so whatever, man. I got to get this out. Do you understand how screwed up that is? That a black man who passes a lie detector, a black man takes a lie detector test, he passes, and they're like, yeah, but lie detector tests, they're not always accurate. But then the other person who refuses to take the lie detector test and just says, well, just take my word for it, even though there's all this contradictory behavior or whatever, they're like, oh, well, we're going to believe you. We believe you with 100% certainty, right? That's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So what I really think, here's my issue going back to Jada and Snoop. This is not a diss on Jada. I'm going to make that clear. Is you got to tell the whole story, man. You got to have a complete conversation. You can't have no, like, we're going to bring this grown-ass man on TV and break him down into a little boy and get him to be all submissive and meek and apologetic. And you haven't done one thing to challenge the person who set this whole thing off in the first place. I mean, that behavior is very consistent with what white people try to do to black people every single day of the week. So what value are you adding to this very important conversation? So I'm not saying that Jada isn't going to do that. Maybe Jada's going to do that. I'm trying to get myself up to watching the Red Table thing. I know that she's trying to promote it. That's why she was putting out the clips and all that. But I'm just kind of sick of this, man. I'm just sick of this. I'm sick of like people ignoring big blatant elephants in the room. You've got big elephants of truth right there in the room, and you're stepping right over the elephant and stepping into the shit. Like you're literally stepping right over this big old elephant. And black people are like, there's an elephant in the middle of the room. Here, the elephant in the room is Gayle King. Is anybody going to mention the elephant in the room? And you're ignoring at least 10 to 20 million people. I'm not going to say most black people, a lot of our people ain't got no damn common sense. A lot of us are lost. But you got millions of black people who are sitting here, who have common sense, who are sitting here saying, like, it's okay to talk about Snoop. We'll give you a license to talk about Snoop, but you got to talk about Gayle. How are you going to talk about Snoop and not talk about Gayle? How are you going to talk about the kid who retaliated and not punish the kid who caused the fight in the first place? You remember in school when they would do that, where somebody hit you and you hit them back and you the only one in detention? Well, that's going to piss you off. Like, that's going to make you mad. Like, you're like, wait a minute. Wait, this ain't right. This is not right. You're showing clear favoritism. And I'm not going for any of that, man. So I did this video because I want to speak for the people that don't have a voice. I want to speak for the people that have something to say that aren't being heard. I want to speak for the people that believe in fairness. And I'm not really asking people to show favoritism or to act like Snoop didn't go overboard. I explained, I gave you 4 reasons why I had an issue with what Snoop said in the beginning. I felt like I said, man, he's going to regret saying that. They're going to come he talking about, we going to come get you. I said, they probably going to come get him because this ain't going to work out well for him. But then at that point, you should be talking about Gayle. We've talked about Snoop enough. We've been talking about Snoop for a couple of weeks now. Why aren't we talking about Gayle? Gayle went on. Gayle's hosting. I think Gayle was the moderator on the Democratic Party debates. Like, she done moved on quietly. But no, you're talking about, you're harming black men. You're a predator. Gayle King, you are a predator. You are part of the predatory white supremacist forces that have served to incarcerate and destroy the black man since we arrived here on slave ships. And by all power invested in me by intelligent black people around the world, I rebuke you, ma'am. I rebuke you because your behavior is absolutely unacceptable. And I cannot forgive until you apologize. And even then, I might not forgive unless you make things right. If you don't rectify this, then you have no value in this space. And I'm sorry, but that's just how it's going to be, because I love my people too much to let this nonsense go on. So I'm going to go hit the thumbs up button, guys. Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate you giving me a chance to express that point of view. Feel free to leave your comments. I want to remind you all also, tomorrow, Monique the comedian is coming back on drboystv.com. So she'll be here. I think it's 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come by and say hi to Monique, you can, or you can watch the recording. But I'm sure she's going to have a lot to say about Oprah and Gayle. Like, I'm kind of looking forward to that. And also, I'll be in Oakland speaking Saturday. So if you want to learn more about Oakland, you can go to drboyseminars.com. That's drboyseminars.com. And if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, you can go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. So on your way out, everybody, right now, please hit that thumbs up button, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button. Please help us grow this platform because, really there aren't too many voices out here that are really speaking the truth. And I just want to be one of them. So take care, guys. And I appreciate you very much. And I love you, Felicia. That's my grandmother's name. Thank you. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.